Hey everyone, welcome. I am Dr. Brenda Brummond and I have my husband, Dr. Dennis Brummond, here today.
Hello.
And we are going to share something with you that is a really special tool. You know, like a lot of you women who follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you will hear me say a lot, especially as I'm referring to A Course in Miracles. Our goal is to move away from fear, stress, and worry and get ourselves more into love and kindness and compassion and being calm. And so that sounds great, right? Like, of course, we all want that. That sounds great. But how do we do it? How do we get there? What can we do? Like, if you're in a moment of anxiety, or like for me, a few months ago, I experienced my first panic attack, and I've had them since then, off and on. So, what can you do when you're in the moment of something stressful or fearful, like a lot of what's happening in the world right now? What can you do to get yourself out of that? And so this is a really cool tool. I love the name, the four ACES. You know, I always say you got to have a trump card or cards to pull out of your pocket when life throws things at you. And so Dennis actually came up with this. So I'm going to have him share this with you.
Yeah, we call it the four aces for the reason of if you've ever played cards before or poker, most of you have, and you have four aces in your hand, you are in what? How do you feel when you have four aces? What does it feel like when if you were playing cards with your friends and you're getting a poker hand and you pull up a suit and you've got four aces in your hand? You would feel like fantastic, right? Very calm, reassured. You would just be bubbling inside. So it's just a trigger for you to remember. I gave this talk at a business networking group and talked about a way for us to shift whenever throughout the day. If you're struggling with your kids at home or a work problem and you're like, okay, I need to shift my mindset, right? Everything is about mindset. We've talked about that. My wife talks about that all the time also. How to shift from that fear to fearless, or from panic to peace, I heard someone just say the other day. So let's start. So it's the four aces. If you're stressed, you think, oh wait, what's the four aces again? How can I do that?
Meaning they all start with an A.
So the four aces are going to represent four A's for words. Now the very first one, so if you go to your A's, you're going to think of it as, so you want to memorize these, it's going to be just awareness. So you're going to go to your first A. Okay, my four aces. Oh yeah, I want to feel fantastic right now. So my first A is going to be awareness. Now you can take anything from 10 seconds to 30 seconds to up to a minute for each of these. So you can literally shift your state of mind, and I say in like less than 2 minutes. So awareness. And what this will do is you'll start to see is it will literally start to slow that mind down. And the first step is to just then become aware of your surroundings. So just take a few seconds wherever you're sitting. You would just look and become aware of the window. You would just become aware of the computer screen. You could become aware of the floor, aware of the light that's coming from the lamp.
Or if you're around a window, look out your window and become aware of a tree, aware of a bush outside.
So it sounds funny, kind of simple, but you just have to test it. Put it to the test sometime. Become aware of this desk. In other words, you start to become aware of what's around me, aware of the wall, aware of the floor. You just pick things at random, you can even become aware of your breath. What else could I become aware of? And you put just a little bit of awareness on these things around you. Again,
my heartbeat.
Yeah. You can just take, like I said, 10 seconds to 30 seconds up to a minute. So the first A is to just become aware of the things that are around you or with you or etc.
And the second one is to acknowledge. So what acknowledge means is not only do you become aware of the chair, but you acknowledge that it's providing you a foundation to sit on. Not only do you become aware of the desk, but you acknowledge that the desk is here supporting you.
It's a really cool one, actually. If you get this right and you acknowledge, it makes you laugh.
Yeah.
We remember listening to a great teacher one time talk about, acknowledge the wall. And then the wall says, oh, you finally noticed me. What it means, it seems funny, but you acknowledge the wall for supporting the roof over your head. You acknowledge the desk that's supporting the computer that you're sitting in front of. You acknowledge the floor. You say, oh, I noticed you. You acknowledge that the floor has been supporting you and your family every day walking around on it. You acknowledge the carpeting for giving some cushion to your feet. You
acknowledge the tree for standing there this whole time just to look beautiful.
Waiting for you to notice it.
Waiting for you to look out and say, wow, what a beautiful tree.
So again, super simple. Seems silly, but you have to test it. So you've taken some time to become aware and you name off the things. Then as soon as it becomes comfortable and your mind wants to go to something else, that's when you shift to acknowledge. Then you go, I acknowledge the wall, or I acknowledge the window there. And then acknowledge the floor. I acknowledge my breath, my body. I acknowledge the ceiling, the roof that supports me. I acknowledge the light that's providing me. Whatever. You pick your things. You'll start to see that there's no rules to it, really. You just want to take some time to acknowledge whatever that is that's surrounding you, that's supporting you, that's there for you.
And then the next one is appreciate. So what this reminds me of is you are aware of something there, and then you acknowledge it, like recognizing, oh yeah, this is something here to support me. And then appreciating is you saying, thank you, heartbeat. Thank you, breath.
It's going deeper.
Thank you, body. Takes it to another level.
So think of these levels as just deepening that. So when you go to appreciation, isn't that funny too? Again, I never really thought to appreciate the wall that supports me. I didn't know to appreciate the floor. I didn't know to appreciate my computer sitting in front of me. I never thought, oh yeah, I want to really appreciate my breath, my heartbeat, appreciate whatever's wrong, appreciate the faucet. And you can just go around you again and you just think of the appreciation you have for the air that you're breathing each second that surrounds you. It's just going to you'll start to see your mind it has to slow down. Mm-hmm. And the appreciation just takes you deeper and deeper into that. Now we're talking again, you might be at just a minute and a half here, but you should be able to get there. And then the last A is you literally now shift away from up here to down here and feel the aliveness. So you feel the energy of everything. Did you know now that the new science is saying everything you are looking at, everything that's around you is vibrations of atomic energy? And so you move to the last A, which is going to be aliveness. You literally feel the aliveness of your body and your surroundings. The wall is alive. The ceiling is alive. I know it sounds weird. Again, guys out there too, you can use this. If you're about to do something or you're going to act real quick or yell at the kids, this is what the gentleman that came back to my business meeting the next week said, oh my gosh, he said, my wife and I have been using your 4 ACES for a week now at home with the kids. If we get stressed or we're going to make a poor decision, we stop and we'll go to the 4 ACES. You could even do 10 seconds on each of them or whatever. And as you move through them and you go to aliveness and you feel the aliveness of the ground, the air around you, and you move to the feeling, then he said from there, now try to make a decision. You can make a better decision when you have slowed down and moved away from that panic mindset that we all experience and fear or worry. And you get into that creative mindset, a new concept, a new idea, or you'll deal with something so much better.
Yeah, I like the word vibration when you think of aliveness. Think of like a vibration that the chair has that's supporting you. Talk about a vibration when you think about your heartbeat or your breath. So it's a perfect way. Here's what usually happens when you're in stress is you are focused on what's wrong. The mind is going 100 miles an hour. And then when you stop and you spend a little time on each of these, it's like bringing you a little closer back home within yourself.
It's going to empower you. Right when we're in panic, we're out of power. We're slipped out of alignment. So we want to bring back to our own power. And so you can use it again, and it's a quick step. So let's run through again. Something's going on. You're about to yell at the kids. Wait, okay. What are my 4 ACES? Oh yeah, I want that feeling. What it feels like to have 4 ACES. So we take a little time to become aware. We move around, take a few seconds for some awareness, whatever is around you. Then again, we move into acknowledge. So now we acknowledge it. This is the one that should make you smile a little bit. Oh, you finally noticed me. And then we go to appreciation, right? Some deep appreciation. And then the last one is when we just want to feel alive, and it will shift and slow that mindset down. So if you liked this video too, I know another girl from my business meeting, she said she had watched it and I was like, oh, that was really cool. She shared it with some of her friends and said it was a really powerful way to shift that. So just remember the 4 ACEs.
Yep, and feel free to share this video for sure, or if you're seeing this on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up. And we're excited to bring more of this to you, and our goal is to help you achieve the goals that we have for us, which we want to feel whole, we want to feel connected, we want to feel vibrant, energy-wise, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So we're just sharing for us what's worked for us, and hopefully it will do the same thing for you too.
So a recent idea that we were just talking about, having kind of a Facebook group for individuals and couples to bring things to you that we've been working on, like she said, body, mind, spirit, those things, like a group of us working together with ideas and things that can empower you. So
thanks so much, and have a great day.